Come on.
What it is?
What's up?
Got your person in the cut?
Goddamn.
When last? Yo, I feel like this has been the longest, the darkest 4 months of the last,
I don't know where
7
to
years.
start. I don't know where to start.
I thought 2020 was dark, but 2021 said, I'm going to show you
Hold my phone.
your mother's last born.
Hold my phone. I'm about to do the most.
I don't even know if like I can ask how you're doing without expecting tears. Because I don't know if I can answer that.
First of all, but we can try. We can try.
Yes.
I mean, if we must cry, we'll cry together. It's okay, guys.
Hey!
We've been crying anyway. So
Yo, I've cried every single day for the last 4 months.
my dog, literally.
3 months.
It's
3
the fact
months.
that- it's literally the fact that our last episode, the title is "The Weapons Are Forming," and trust and believe. The weapons said, "I bet."
I felt them.
The weapons said,
I felt them.
bet. And I'm just like, what the hell, y'all? Like, yo,
Is this life? Like, there's so much loss to process.
Dude.
There's so much mess left from the losses. And
also, like the mess left from the losses, and also just having to deal with the behaviors as a result of the losses. And just as a result of just everything that's going on at the moment, I think a lot of people are acting out of character.
but what is out of character at a time like
Honestly, because this is an out of character time.
this? Even the time is not in character. So how the hell are we supposed to be in character at all? Like, I feel even the most irrational responses or what we would have looked at 2 years ago as a huge what the fuck, to me right now is like,
Well, that's justified.
man, I'm 5 to losing my mind, so I can't cast aspersions on
Absolutely.
most of the shit that people are doing.
Yeah.
It's such a bad time.
How else can we cope, guys? Like, there's no coping.
They literally isn't.
Because-
I'm done even trying.
Yeah, because there's no handbook or guidebook for what's going on right now. Like,
I don't know, man. I thought like I was equipped to deal with grief. I thought, you know what, I'm making some ground, I'm chewing a bit better.
Yeah.
And then like having a loved one be murdered is something I never imagined.
Yeah.
And that is a shock to the system on another level.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're processing the big loss. You're thinking about how scared they must have been, how much fear they must have experienced at the time. They have young children who are processing this in front of you without the vocabulary, who are hurting. There's so little you can do.
Yeah.
And then there's like the additional lens of rumors and gossip mongers. And you're like, what the hell? But like, out of all of these things, I think the biggest thing for me has been like, dude, you're supposed to be ready for this. You've done so much grief work.
Yeah.
You're supposed to know how to deal with this. And I don't.
There's no such thing. Guys, there's no preparing. There's no preparing for grief.
You always think like, okay, I'm cushioned a bit. I won't lie. I mean, the learnings I had have obviously made me be able to function much more than I could when my mom died.
That's good.
But the pain still hurts the same. You have this idea that like it's not going to be as painful.
Yeah.
But in reality, all the tools we gather are there to help make us function with the pain.
Yeah.
But the pain, damn,
It's
like,
still gonna be the
dog,
same, child.
I'm not tough. It hurts.
Yeah, no, I mean, having been around during that time, like the pain and the grief was so
Dog,
palpable,
no.
especially like when your grand was around. Jesus, it's so palpable. It's
no
like,
getting used to. I
there
don't
is
know.
no getting used to
I don't know
it.
how. If you've lost someone through murder, if you can share some tips, I'm here. I need them because it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Especially when we have the police system that we have.
Oh, I have no faith in them.
And you know, like you've accepted a long time ago. In fact, the moment
you find out, you actually don't even care to know who did this.
Yeah, you're just
why
like,
did it
well,
happen? You're just like, okay, we need to deal with this loss and protect this person's children.
Yeah.
And that's the number one priority. Like, I would have more faith in bewitching people than our
100%.
justice
Let's
system.
go.
But that's just like you ain't trying to do that.
We've
You ain't
got
trying to
ethics,
deal with that.
exactly.
Like, no, outside of ethics, it's just not a sustainable thing to do,
Yeah.
because the amount of work that you have to do to cleanse yourself of doing that is just fucking unnecessary. I wouldn't waste my money on that. So, like, yeah, man, it's been really, really, really tough.
Yeah.
Even like the highs, I don't know, the
They
highs
don't
aren't
hit, they don't hit the
registering.
same. They don't hit the same.
The highs
They
are
don't
laced
hit
with
the
like, I
same.
wish so and so was here to experience this with me. So I don't know, man. Like, I feel like, 2021, this is why we've been away for 3 months.
Yeah. I didn't expect us to be away
For that long.
But there just was, the will wasn't there, guys.
The
Like,
will, and also my life changed so dramatically. Like,
exactly.
from that night, I stopped being like a grandchild, and I had to be a firstborn so quickly, because I literally we flew out to PE, booked flights as soon as I got the call, flew out, had to plan a funeral. I'm your guy if you ever need help. I
Need tips.
actually understand people who hire people to do those things.
Yeah.
Had to plan a funeral, had to go identify a body, had to sign release forms, had to like
Gather
go
money.
find a coffin, gather money, because policies don't pay out on
Quickly,
time
yeah,
if
if it's a
someone's been
murder.
murdered. Everything has to be signed by the police.
Yeah. It's only rapid for natural deaths.
Literally, we had to like bury before policies came out.
Yeah.
Funerals are fucking expensive. Get life cover, get
Please.
funeral covers.
It's on
Please.
everything.
Like,
It's
please,
crucial.
guys. Even for yourself as a young
Yeah,
person,
please.
you can literally get a funeral cover for like 30 rand a month.
There's no such
Do
thing
it.
as no, my funeral is gonna be no.
No.
Even the small one.
But everything, dog. Like, people need to eat. There's people there the whole week. I don't know why people
and there's
do
also
that.
just a lot of admin involved in death, guys. Like, forget the actual funeral.
There's so much admin.
before that. There's so much admin before that. So yeah, guys, cover yourselves.
I literally came back from like PE and I panicked. Like, I took out cover for everyone. Like, even Palo, I was like, this little nigga getting funeral cover. Like, everyone, because I was like, I never want to experience not having money to bury someone.
Yeah.
I saw how much
Oh, no, I
money
know
it takes,
Yeah.
and it's very, very
that
expensive.
thing, yeah.
So please, guys, we're old now.
Cha, so on the note, how are you?
I'm also like, at the same time as the grief, I'm fucking excited. Like, I finally achieved something I'd been speaking about doing.
I love how everyone who listens to the podcast was like, she said it.
I said, I've
And I
been
was like,
saying,
she said
I've
it.
been saying, like, I got my big booty bands with the ambient
Yes,
lighting,
okay.
with the voice controlled situation, like,
Mercedes,
hey,
period.
but it still hasn't hit properly. I think it's probably gonna hit like in December. I'm gonna be able to be fully excited, because as much as you dismiss things about like the grieving period and all of that, if you've been conditioned in that way, it's very difficult to be happy about things.
Exactly.
Like, Nikki went to the Olympics.
Yes.
We were very excited
Shout
about
out
that.
Nikki.
She got a bursary fully paid to Italy.
Yep.
She's leaving like in a week
Next
from
week, yeah.
this being shot. Very exciting, but
Yeah.
it's so difficult for me and my family to be like, oh my God, because there's like this deep cloud of grief. But yeah, other than grief, I'm surviving.
That's something.
How are you?
A lot has happened. I am.
You are.
Period.
You are.
Period. A lot has happened. First of all, it was my birthday last week.
Yo, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And it was just such a weird. It was a good day, but it was so weird at the same time. Because there was just this cloud of what's currently going on. So for the past couple of months, I've been feeling like, man, like I'm not
Conde
grand.
off up.
Something ain't right here. And just like gradually and sort of daily, I just had like the will to do stuff just like decreased and decreased and decreased until there was nothing. And yeah, like everything just got very overwhelming because obviously life must go on, right? And you know, I'm required to work and I'm required to do this and do that and show up here and write a fucking thesis. And yeah, mid-August, I was diagnosed with severe depression. So then I had to start like medication. I'm still like, it still hasn't worked. Not worked, but it still
You're not
hasn't
feeling
kicked
it
in.
yet. Yeah.
So I'm about, I think on this Friday, I will be 3 weeks in. So I think they said that's when it should start. So it's between 3 and 6 weeks. That's when I should start sort of feeling a difference. And it has been probably the most inconvenient, devastating, but also necessary thing to happen. Necessary because I knew it was going to happen. I wasn't necessarily surprised when my psychologist was like, listen, because I was like, I thought, you know, it was seasonal affective disorder. You know,
the
how
usual
it is,
goal.
the usual. So I was like, I'm just going to see a psychologist because, like, you know, I'll just talk it out and then, you know, we'll be fine. And I think increasingly with I think I was about 3 sessions in, we then both realized, like, okay, this person won't be able to talk through this.
Yeah.
And she was like, listen, I don't think it's fair of me to ask you to talk through this because there's a lot that's going on in your life and that needs you to continue, you know, that needs you to
so we
continue showing
can't
up.
unpack this thing.
Yeah.
Because there's no ways we're going to be able to contain it in a way where you can continue to be functional right now.
Exactly. So she was just like,
I
listen,
get that. That's why I've been running away from therapy, which is really bad.
She was like, it's either we check you in ASAP or you start medication ASAP. So literally the next day I had to go to the doctor. I had to do like a whole, like a thing, like a checklist. And they were like, yeah, if it wasn't for everything was like extreme except for the suicide ideation. Like, thank God that wasn't a thing. And they were like, had you ticked anywhere near that, we were definitely going to check you in immediately. And I was like, yo, like I would just know. So it's been necessary because I knew it was coming. The past 2 years have been wild. Being holed up in the house as well.
And
also,
alone.
Like, exactly. It doesn't help either.
That I always think about that. Like,
right? So I had like ridiculous cabin fever. And yeah, I mean, I guess it was necessary because now I have to face shit.
And should be smelling
listen,
kind of funny.
It's smelling kind of funny. Like I really had to really accept. I think I was deeply in denial about the fact that I'm wounded. And so I've had to, I don't think I've accepted it, but I'm in the process of accepting it.
I think it's very tough to acknowledge like the severity of our wounds because then you've basically taken the cover off.
Yeah.
And taking the cover off means having to let go of everything you've been doing to cope,
100%.
which means you have to face that thing directly and you feel the wound more.
100%, literally.
I hate it so much,
Listen,
but it's gotta be done.
Girl,
it's gotta be done.
Every day is like another thing, or like in a week I have to deal with like,
and it's like, oh my God, all these years I convinced myself that I was above being hurt by this.
Literally, like, I mean, I was having a sort of moment on my IG about reassurance. So this process also made me, one, obviously I had to acknowledge that I'm wounded, but also 2, I had to realize just how big an impact my childhood has had on me.
Yeah.
Because in previous times when I went to therapy, we didn't really touch on my childhood that much. It was very much like, you know. And so I've had to sort of go all the way back And it is the wildest thing. Like the things that I'm realizing, I'm like, oh my God, I stopped being a child by myself. It's not like other people were like, no, we're not going to.
Forced you to, yeah.
It was just, I read the room and I just kind of stopped being
and
a
also
child.
the way that we read the room as a child was from the lens of a child.
100%.
We didn't necessarily have to adopt the things we did.
Exactly.
But because you were a child, you're gonna see it like that, and what we adapt is the extreme.
Exactly.
And then it stays with us for so long.
Listen.
And like we have denied our true emotions for so long that you carry shame whenever you feel certain things or want to express certain. I mean, I'll be in that boat.
Listen, I'm in that like soup at the moment. That mind. I'm not even calling it minestrone. It's minestrone. Minestrone.
Yeah, Iroiko.
That one in the.
That one you go buy there by my friend for $2.50. It'd be that one.
Literally that one. And so there's so many things that I've realized that I've been starved of, and I've starved myself of because I have needed to survive on my own. Even though I was very much surrounded by my parents and my family, but you know, from a very young age, I kind of just had to disappear and sort of hide or be in the back burner and sort of accept or not allow my parents to parent me like they should have. And so now you grow up with complexes about being a burden when you are supposed to. Like children are supposed to be a burden. I'm supposed to be a burden. Like, literally.
Even now.
Literally. So it's things like that where I'm currently sort of uncovering, and my needs, obviously we've spoken about this before, but my needs are changing drastically.
Yeah.
Even more now than before because I actually have to face it. That's
yes.
the
And now you need to not be ashamed that this is a need that I have and a need that I need to express, because if you do not, it creates more wounds or it makes the wound deeper because you consciously, you know the effects of not having your needs
and it's like
fulfilled.
There's such a big push and
tough.
pull between like, okay, this is my need and I need to be okay with
Expressing
saying so. But then there's also just like that deep shame where I'm like, oh my God, this has been me for so long.
It's so wild that like shame can govern so much and it can literally make you gaslight yourself.
I swear to God.
And it's such a wild emotion or state of being in because you're the only one that's processing it in that way.
Exactly.
And it's so difficult to convince yourself that, look, if I say to Misha, friend, I really need to be around a person for the week, can I come be on your couch? You're probably going to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad you reached out to me. Sure, please come. Or, okay, maybe now's not the best time. How's about we do Thursday and Friday? That's what you're going to say. But my mind's going to be like, yo, she's going to...
she's going to think
I don't want to...
oh my God, I'm going to feel so weak. I feel so weak. Oh, she's gonna see me as... And it's like, of course they're going to see you as weak. You are weak
right now. You need support.
Literally. I'm just like... Guys, so it's really just been sort of that, and it's overwhelming, and it's also inconvenient because it's definitely affected my performance at work.
Same.
I'm not performing well.
Same.
The weapons are prospering at work.
Same.
And as much as I've been very open with my manager, and I guess she gets it, but at the end of the day, deadlines are deadlines and goals are goals.
Literally.
And I can't expect for her to be like, no, just like don't do anything, because that also reflects on her as well. So there's also that where I'm just like, oh my God,
being depressed in a capitalist system.
Girl, like it's so wild. Like it's the strangest thing. Like just getting through an email. Is
responding to emails is so tough.
It's so tough.
Submitting in like even things that you're not responsible for. But like communicating with other people is very difficult right now.
Exactly. I mean, there's a presentation that I've been having to do for 3 weeks now. I'm not done with it, and I don't know how to go to this person and say,
and be like, yo,
hey, I'm really depressed. So first of all, XOXO, and like first of all, just getting out of bed just feels like peeling off my skin. It is that painful. So it's just like, it's so inconvenient. And then I also have to write a thesis at the same time. Thank goodness I managed to collect data. So I'm just analyzing and then I'm just going to be writing for the next couple of months. But my supervisor has kind of been like, no, if you need an extension, we can apply for it, you know. But I'm just going to try and push until the end of the year because I really just want my life to continue. But yeah, that's me. Like, life is hectic.
Hey,
My mom takes antidepressants too, so that's crazy.
it's like gang.
It's not even, I wasn't surprised because I was like,
Gang.
okay,
Finally.
gang,
At least she's doing
finally,
something.
right?
Yeah.
And she's been, but I just didn't know.
Oh.
And so, I mean, also that answers a lot for me as well, that it hasn't just been situational, because I have said before, even on the podcast, like that, the feeling of depression is not a strange
It's not new.
thing. It hasn't been a strange thing. Or a new thing. So, you know, obviously it explains that it could possibly be a very genetic thing as well. So it's just
I know it is with me.
listen,
Yo.
girl.
Yo.
So yeah, that's my life, y'all. Yeah.
Guys, so for anyone wondering where we've been and why,
That's where
now
we've
you
been.
know.
Now you know, but we're gonna get back into the swing of things. I've definitely missed this.
I've also missed it so much. Like,
Yo.
we often underestimate the value of hearing your own voice or having a conversation
Yeah.
with another, but it feels like having it with a lot of
Yeah,
people,
with all of
and
you.
just expressing your emotions and how you are feeling
Yeah.
about life right now.
Yeah. How are you feeling about life right now, child?
Man, weirdly enough,
Yeah.
I am still the most excited
Yeah.
I've ever been about life. I was at home. I've been going home a lot,
Yeah.
and my grand's been up a lot. And I just looked at, like, I remember I was at home and I was just sitting and I was looking. It's like, wow, this used to be a shack. Like,
Yeah.
in 2001, this was a shack.
She been
And
did that,
it was just
child.
so wild for me that, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is how far we've come, and not just materialistically, but emotionally, and the social relationship that I have with my grandmother,
Yeah.
that I have with my sister, which technically are like my only remaining family on my mom's side of the
Yeah.
family, has just, like, I don't think that we could have ever dreamt of the lives that we have now.
Yeah.
And that to me makes me so excited, because I can't wait to see what's to come.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be alive. Now I have this weird obsession of I need to get to 40, because none of my grandchildren got to 40.
Yes, yeah.
So now I'm like, I can't wait to be 40. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see what my life is going to be like
Yeah.
at 40. So I'm very excited about life. I'm excited about where I am in my career. I think I finally had that moment of realizing how lucky I am
Yeah.
to be where I am, to be able to still float.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like I'm at my lowest, I
Yeah.
can still manage with work. Like, even though I feel like I'm underperforming, things are still
Things are
getting
moving,
done.
yeah.
Things are moving. I'm not at my most passionate, but
Yeah.
things are getting done. My boss is very understanding. I'm actually in a really, pretty healthy work environment,
Yeah.
contextually. So I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful for the ability to be there emotionally for my grandmother in
Yeah.
the way that I have to be right now.
Oh man, you've been showing up
Yo,
for that queen.
I'm feeling it,
You've
but
been-
I'm so grateful
You
that
really have been.
I'm able to do so.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for friendship.
Yeah.
Like, wildly enough, I do not have enough words to express how much my friendships have helped me during this time.
Yeah.
Like, you literally can sit there with family and feel like,
Yeah.
and there are friends who are all over who are showing so much support.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very grateful right now, and I'm very excited. Even though Ndiakoa, there's like,
Yeah, it's really
like the two
strange,
are
yeah.
existing together, because I'm like, I can't wait to see my life in 6
Yeah,
months' time.
yeah.
I can't wait to see my little
Literally.
sister's life in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
So there's so much that is exciting for me that
Yeah.
even the loss, I'm trying to process it from a place of love
Yeah.
and how nothing can discontinue that.
That your world is still your world.
Yes, yes. So that's me, man. That's how I'm
Yeah.
feeling about life. You?
Same. It's so weird. It's so weird how this whole thing feels like my world, but it also isn't my world. So it's just a very strange time. Like I'm equally like I'm equally like, oh my god, I don't want to do anything, like life sucks, but at the same time I'm like, oh my god, life is amazing too. And I just can't wait to see what's to come,
Like,
especially with all this transformation that's happening.
Yes. And in the weirdest of places. Like when I was working on that document for that thing we were working on, I was like, this is literally something that we spoke about like
Years ago.
16, 17.
Yeah.
We were trying to do then, and there was no way that we would have ever been able. And now
we're
we
here.
actually have the opportunity to do
so
something of that
excited.
nature.
Yeah.
So it's like, I keep looking back. I'm
Yeah.
like, there's so much that I prayed for,
Yeah,
I'd asked for, I'd manifested,
And
that I
it's showing
currently
up.
have,
Yeah.
that I need to be grateful for
Exactly.
still in the store.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm 100% there with you as well. Like, I'm grateful to be alive. It's painful to be alive right now, but it's also just so good. Like there's just a lot to be thankful for, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy that, you know, I in the midst of all of this mess, I can step out of it or even be within it and go, wow, you know, I'm good. And also there's so much to come. There's so much, guys, the next couple of months are going to be amazing.
Yes, please.
I'm telling you.
Please.
The next couple of months, the next year is going to be amazing. So yeah, I'm vaccinated too.
Same. J&J boys.
I'm
J&J
Pfizer boys. I got
boys.
mine yesterday.
You got your second
I
shot.
said,
I'm finally, I've got immunity. It's been
Yeah.
more than 2 weeks.
Dope. Oh, great. I'm like, my arm hurts. So,
Yeah,
but
no.
anything, I haven't really had
didn't get
any
side-
other
I
side
hallucinated.
effects.
I was going through it. Like,
Yeah.
fever, like the chills.
Yeah.
The body was sore. You know me and my IBS, it probably just snuck itself in
Yeah,
by
it was just like,
anxiety
yes.
and hallucinations. Like I was
Wow.
definitely up at 3 a.m. going through it.
Holy shit. But yeah, vaccinated, so excited to see how life is going to look.
Guys, please
as
go get
Vax
jabbed.
boys, yeah. If
Get
you want a
jabbed.
live show,
Get jabbed.
you have to come jabbed. We're not playing those games. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so grateful as well to my friendships and to my friends and to my family. Yeah, I'm gonna try not to get emotional.
It's very difficult not to, though. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know why we were warned about friendship or why friendship was conditioned. Like, we were conditioned to understand it the way we did for so long.
Listen.
Because in the moments where friends actually show, I actually think they always show it to us.
Yeah.
But then when adversity comes and people that you literally hang out with for shits and giggles show you how your relationship is so much more, it is such a big whoa.
I knew. For me, I knew there was a shift when last week, because I was in the Western Cape with my friends. My mom sent Gugu a message to thank her, and I was just like, wow, man, like, oh my god, my friends really have been showing up. I had people. I could barely cook. I think I haven't cooked in like a good month, and I had Paolo come through, make me food for weeks. I had people do so much for me. I had some people come through, clean my apartment. So much has happened.
But
guys.
that's a testament of the kind of friend that you are.
Right.
So
and I think I've been battling with that the most. because it's like, why me? You know.
But the thing is, you won't see it because you're not performing when you're showing up as a friend.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to be confused by people literally behaving the same way you behave.
It's so confusing.
Because you're not making notes.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
not
there
like
yes,
yeah, I did this for
bitch,
so and so. I did this.
exactly,
So
yeah.
that's
some
why
of you bitches. I may be crying, but I will.
you always find a moment to cuss someone out.
I will always find a moment to cuss someone out. But yeah, my family and my friends have been really. You guys have been really amazing. Even if it wasn't, seeing you guys physically or whatever, but just the love, man. Like I have no doubt about it. And it's just been very weird. It's been very weird, like and just confusing because it's like, oh my god, like. What is it? What's it saying about me?
No, it's literally saying that's the kind of person that you are for people.
And yeah, everything is just wild. But my niggas is winning, even though shit is lit.
Yay.
But we winning, and we're gonna continue to win.
They almost had us in the first half.
Listen, they almost had us in the first half. But we're gonna soldier through. But yeah, that's my view on life right now.
And it's like literally the weapons formed against us are prospering, but damn, when it comes to love,
right?
it's like that's the greatest weapon. Like yes,
thing,
corny, but
and it's been so amazing to sort of be in a position to start actively receiving it because you think you've been doing that until you're down bad and then you're like, oh shit.
Because you know what, when you're not down bad, it's like you're receiving, but you're already sort of thinking about how can I reciprocate somehow, like but when you're down bad, it's like you're down bad. Like, there's very little that you can do for anyone else.
But people just love on you anyway, and it's just like, and quietly, right?
Yes,
very quietly. Nobody was like, oh no, bitch, this is what people. I didn't even ask for anything. These are just people who just came through and were like, well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come on this day. I don't care what you say. Coming through. So yeah, like it's so weird, like to be so down bad, but also so immensely grateful and loved and like just.
But that's an important, like I think that's a very healthy way of being down bad. Like you are not at a place where your mind is convincing you that nobody gives a fuck.
Exactly.
Like and you can see, because there are times where people are showing up for us in the ways that you've listed here and we don't see shits because we're down bad in a very unhealthy way. Yeah. But I think you're operating from a very, very empowered position. Yeah. Which is why it's going the way that it is. Yeah. And I'm so grateful for that.
Right. Yeah, guys, that's me on live, child. That's me on live. Let us know what you guys are grateful for. How you guys are doing, how you guys have been doing during this time. You guys have been so sweet. Like the messages, I haven't really been able to respond. But you guys have been posting on our YouTube, like just checking on us, telling us you miss us, on IG, on Twitter. You guys are so sweet. But we're back now.
Yes. I hope we're back for real. I hope we're back for real.
We're gonna try get back into the
no
swing
more
of things.
traumatizing events.
No, we please we call them away.
Please, guys, I'm tired.
We rebuke them.
I'm tired.
We can't anymore. It's enough. But yeah, guys, that is us. That is us.
Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You guys donated to Menzies.
Yes.
I even lost out on that. I was deep within goal. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all your donations. Yeah. Really appreciated.
So much.
Open your purses soon again.
Something is coming.
But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Please let us know what's happening with you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye.